Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter, Mervin. Thank you for joining us. Our top stories: Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt SKERRIT says the ruling DLP administration has developed a track record of progressive development. Prime Minister SKERRIT and Cabinet visit ongoing works on the West Coast Road. Details of the headline stories and others coming up. Welcome back. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt SKERRIT says the ruling DLP administration has developed a track record of development. Speaking at the official opening of the first phase of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital last week, the Honorable Prime Minister says government will be remembered for its valiant efforts at restoring the nation after the ravages of Hurricane Maria in 2017.
When our grandchildren read about what their country, Dominica, was like in the year 2020, they will read about a country that emerged to have the most vibrant, diverse and sustainable agricultural industry in the Caribbean. They will read about a country that recovered after what will hopefully remain as its worst disaster, to have the best road network and transportation infrastructure in the Caribbean. They will read about us leading the way in climate resilient construction standards and the consistent production of top quality certified craftsmen and tradesmen. Ladies and gentlemen, our grandchildren will read about this hospital being the crown jewel in our healthcare sector.
In more news, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Dominica, His Excellency Lu Kun, has described as very important the decision by Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt SKERRIT 15 years ago to establish relations with the PRC. His Excellency Lu Kun says the people of Dominica continue to benefit from the growing relations between Dominica and the People's Republic of China.
We should thank Dr. SKERRIT because he proposed this hospital during the establishment of diplomatic relations with China. During the past 15 years, all China aid projects are for the people, for the well-being people, for the benefits of all the people, for the needs of the people, not a project for the government. Everybody knows Windsor Park Stadium, State College, Newton Primary Schools, Roseau Village, York Valley Bridge, and so on. All projects for the people, for the benefit of the people.
Addressing the official opening of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital last week, the PRC ambassador commended the Dominica leader for his support of the One China policy. He also thanked government for its support of the PRC on an international level.
Dominica government relentlessly support China in United Nations, Security Council, and also other international agencies. Support the Chinese candidate without any preconditions. Prime Minister ROOSEVELT SKERRIT also regarded China as one of the important partners for economic cooperation. He is a good friend of China. He is a true friend of China.
Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt SKERRIT and members of cabinet visited ongoing work on the West Coast Road on Monday. GIS's Aliyah Martin was there and filed this report.
The relationship between Dominica and the People's Republic of China continues to bear fruit. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt SKERRIT led a cabinet delegation on a site visit of the West Coast Rehabilitation Project on the 9th of September 2019. This project was established post-Erica in 2015. A ceremony was held on the 28th of March 2017 for the commencement of this project. The groundbreaking was held on the 18th of August 2017. The scope of works include the construction of 3 bridges, namely the Marcus Street, Batali and Point Rung bridges, 17 gravity retaining walls, slab-covered culverts and numerous sections of subgrade pavement and traffic safety facilities. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt SKERRIT expressed his sincerest appreciation to the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China and rehabilitation workers for their hard work and dedication in executing the project. He says that their quick return to Dominica following Maria has displayed true friendship and willingness to assist a friend in need.
We look forward to a continued very strong relationship between our two countries, and my hope and prayer is that our own citizens can learn from you. The Chinese, really, you have the oldest civilization in the world, and there's a lot that a country that has just attained its independence in 1978 can learn from you. And we are open to learn from you. I know, Ambassador, for your efforts. You have created numerous opportunities for various short-term training programs in China, and we're seeking to take full advantage of all the opportunities that you have negotiated on our behalf. And the number of our students who are studying in China, engineering and various fields, coming back to make a meaningful contribution to our country. I think with the help of China, our quest toward economic and social independence, is attainable.
The Prime Minister is satisfied with the work thus far.
So we're very grateful to the government of China for its very generous gift. One can imagine that if we were to borrow monies to build these bridges, the significant cost to the state. And of course, in addition to these bridges, we have a lot of water crossings, culverts. And we've also improved on the design and the construction of these culverts. So for example, the height of one of these culverts is about 10 feet, which would allow water to flow very, very easily. And in the event that they were to be blocked, any human being really could walk in there or bend in there to have it cleared with no real difficulties. So we have taken very due care and attention in studying the problem and designing the interventions to address the challenges which we experienced during Tropical Storm Erica and also Hurricane Maria.
This project is expected to be completed by June 2020. I am Aliyah Martin reporting.
Oh, thanks to Aliyah for that report. In more news, the opening of the first phase of the state-of-the-art Dominica China Friendship Hospital last week is expected to attract patients from across the region to Dominica. The new facility includes modern medical technology like the MRI machine and the HIFU machine, or high-intensity focused ultrasound, which is a non-invasive therapeutic technique that uses non-ionizing ultrasonic waves to heat tissue. HIFU can be used to increase the flow of blood or lymph or to destroy tissues such as tumors through a number of mechanisms. Prime Minister Honorable ROOSEVELT SKERRIT says government will put the necessary policies in place to take advantage of the growing global medical and wellness market.
The global trend of people traveling across the borders for medical treatment is a trend that will not leave Dominica behind, my dear people. This country will be on board and will be ready to cater to visiting patients who will stay longer than the average tourist and will be accompanied by loved ones. I want us to cherish this moment and think seriously about the opportunities it provides and how you can position yourself to benefit.
The global medical tourism market was valued at $53,768 million in 2017 and is estimated to reach at $143,461 million by 2025. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I want to thank the Minister of Tourism and his team for really coming on board on this project and supporting it. And once it is completed, like I said, you will see an enhanced trail.
Welcome back. China's ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Lu Kun, says his government is supportive of government of Dominica's drive to become the world's first climate-resilient country. The Chinese ambassador was addressing the official opening of the Dominica-China Friendship Hospital funded by the PRC government. He noted that changes were made to the designs to ensure resilience at the nation's new national hospital.
We changed the design and we changed all the roof into the concrete roof in the hospitals and changed all the windows and the doors will be hurricane proof. So this is we wanted to guarantee the safety of every doctor, every nurse, every patient in the hospital.
In other news, the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Fisheries continues its drive in collaboration with partner agencies, including the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, AICA, to hone the skills of stakeholders in the sector with the intent of increasing agricultural production and productivity. The start of the two-day Global Gap Auditors Workshop commenced at the Public Service Union building on Tuesday. The main objective of this session is to strengthen the competence and knowledge of frontline extension personnel on the Global Gap requirements and the use of the Global Gap checklist. Acting Director of Agriculture Ryan Ansem says the workshop is significant in terms of market access.
This is very significant in terms of market access. And the market access that we speak about is regional, international, and our own domestic market. As we are aware, the government of Dominica has invested in the tourism subsector, where we have about 5 to 7 hotels coming on stream. And so we have the Jungle Bay already open and Kempinski in the process of opening in October. And so farm certification and providing wholesome food to these institutions is going to be critical. Market access is one of the major pillars of the Ministry of Agriculture, in that it will make us competitive in terms of our economy and providing livelihoods and employment to our farmers. And so this is the first step.
A technical specialist for AICA, Kent Kopel, says it's happy to partner with the Ministry of Agriculture and the Dominica Bureau of Standards for the process of farm certification in Dominica.
ICA is a technical cooperation agency, and what we do is to support agricultural development. And one of our key areas of support is the area of agricultural health and food safety. So we are happy to be part of this initiative, whereby in the implementation of the farm certification program, we are helping in terms of supporting the capacity building of the extension persons on the global gap standards.
The two-day workshop will be a one-day in-classroom exercise followed by a one-day field activity. Facilitator for the workshop, Franklin McGlaw, says when the work is complete, the extension officers will be better prepared to work with farmers to educate them on proper farm practices.
We are going to take them through the checklist. That is the list that you use when you get onto the farm to see where the farmer is in reference to the standard. And we have the all farm standards, we have the crop-based standards, and we have the fruit and vegetable standards. So all of these standards carry certain requirements that the farmer must adhere to in order to be global gap certified. Now, to be a global gap certified farmer, one will require to pass 95% of the minor regulations and 100% of the major regulations, major critical points. Now, when that happens, the farmer, through an audit from an external certification body, the farmer will be given a global gap certificate and a global gap certificate number, which he can use to export and to sell.
This workshop also supports efforts by the Dominica Bureau of Standards to operationalize the farm certification program, which involves the monitoring of the production and export of fresh agricultural products under the Fresh Produce Export Quality Control Act of 2009. The Ministry of Education on Wednesday hosted the annual principals meeting to chart the way forward for the 2019-2020 academic year. Principals from various secondary and primary schools also across the island attended the meeting at the Goodwill Parish Hall. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Chandler Hyacinth, thanked the principals for their patience after the passage of Hurricane Maria, specifically the schools which had to be rehabilitated. She looks forward to their continued support to execute the plans to develop the education system.
Thank you, principals, for your patience. Since the passage of Hurricane Maria, as we still continue works at most of our institutions. This year, we need your support as we seek. There are many priorities from our strategic plans. There are some priority areas that we need to focus on this year, and we are soliciting your full support as we seek to execute these plans.
The Permanent Secretary says that this academic year, the ministry will be putting technology at the forefront in the education system. Last week, the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with the Ministry of Information, Science, Telecommunications and Technology, along with Digicel, launched the online program dubbed the Learning Hub. P.S. Hyacinth says in these modern times, the classroom should be digital.
This year, our priority areas include the use of technology in the classroom. How can we infuse technology into our teaching and learning? And for us to do that, we have to provide support to you in terms of software and hardware. And this year, we will be making every effort to ensure that at least most of our schools, if not all our schools, receive the necessary support so that we can infuse technology into our classroom. We live in the digital age. Our students are well acquainted with some of the modern technology. They are using the tools that are out there. Our schools too should become classroom. Our classrooms should be ones where our students will have access to technology and they will be able to use technology in their teaching and learning.
She informed that in this academic year, emphasis will also be placed on the Technical Vocational Education and Training Council TVET. This will increase the number of skilled persons in Dominica and will assist in the quest of building the world's first climate resilient nation.
This year as well, another priority area for us is, and we want to give prominence to that area, the infusion of skills, and we're going to do more so that more skills can be introduced into our schools. We're going to try to enhance the facilities as we seek to have more of our students equipped with skills. Education is supposed to be driving skills for employment. We are supposed to be the institution to provide the necessary skills that Dominica needs for advancement.
And finally, this news time, Dominica's dancehall artist Colton T says he's prepared for his first performance at Dominica's premier musical event, the World Creole Music Festival. Speaking at a press conference organized by the Dominica Festivals Committee on Wednesday, the recording artist, brimming with confidence, indicated that he is bringing to stage a high level of professionalism.
This year is the year, and I can just tell the public and the listeners that this year is going to be great. I'm going to bring nothing but class, professionalism, and it's going to be great because I am the first dancehall artist, from Dominica to be at this level, and I can just tell it's going to be an amazing time, Yeah. So it's just going to inspire, more artists to work at their craft and show them that, the impossible is actually possible. And it's through me, through Dominica, through World Creole Music Festival. So get your tickets, your flights, book them in advance.
Colton T will perform on night 1 of the festival, which runs from October 25th to 27th, 2019 at the Windsor Park Stadium. And that's news. Now for a look at the weather. Weak unstable conditions are expected to produce occasional cloudiness with a few showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms across the island chain during the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, a westward moving tropical wave with an area of low pressure located east of the Lesser Antilles currently has a low chance of development over the next 5 days. This wave is projected to move across the island chain by Thursday, producing scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms. Unstable conditions associated with this system are expected to linger across the area into Saturday. Additionally, another tropical wave located over the eastern tropical Atlantic also has a low chance of development. This wave is projected to affect the island chain, including Dominica, by Sunday into Monday. Residents are advised to keep updated on this progress. Slight to moderate seas are also expected during the next 24 hours, with waves peaking near 5 feet. Coming up next, your tip of the day. While some may think that water will attract lightning, that's not true. However, water is an excellent conductor of electricity, meaning that it can travel far. If out at the beach, pool or lake and you hear thunder beginning to roll, seek shelter immediately. Being outside during a thunderstorm, especially near water, is not a good option. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. From all of us here in the GIS News Production team, I'm Mervin. Thank you for watching.